Hello Sagittarius, this is Natalie. Welcome to 2020 Tarot. There's going to be an announcement in the intro, so if you want to skip it, please go down to the comment section, the description box below section where the reading starts, okay? So the comment is about the reason why I am now grouping both singles and couple readings for love into one reading. And the reason for that is I only have so much time a week to be able to do readings. And I want to keep doing readings for each individual sign. So that means 12 readings per topic. And like I said, I only have limited time to be able to do this. So I found a spread that is applicable to both couples and singles. And that's what I'm doing today. So I'm going to be doing one reading a month now for love, which will address singles and couples. I will do one reading a month for career, and I want to start looking into doing one reading a month for general topic or other topics. Or maybe I'll alternate the topic month after month after month with different topics. So having said all that, I'm now going to start with your reading. So dear Sagittarius, I'm going to start with your Whispers of Love for the month of April 2021. We have card number 3 for you. And this card is a beautiful bluish, purplish tint card. And the card number 3 states, back to what you love. And there's a lot of butterflies on here, meaning transformation is occurring. There's a lot of doves flying. And all of these, as well as the energy in the card, are walking out of a forest on a path into a valley where the sun is bright, shining with lots of colors. So it says, the actual writing on the card, the title is Back to What You Love. And it says, your current situation is giving you an opportunity to reevaluate what you want. Here's the card. Beautiful card. All right, so let's park it there for now. And now we're going to dive into the actual reading. So I'm going to explain this reading. So this reading is called the love test. And this could be applicable, like I said, to someone in a relationship and as well as someone who's single. And this spread, what it'll do is it will give you the chance to be able to explore what love means to you, or if you want a relationship to work, and as well how to move forward successfully or how to find the right partner. Okay? So there's 7 cards to this reading. 7 cards to this reading. And I'm going to explain each card as I move along. So here we go for Sagittarius for April 2021 for love. All right. So the very first card is your goal in love. Your goal in love is the Queen of Wands. Okay? What you have to offer in love is the world, okay? What you lack is the 10 of Cups, okay? What you do not want in a partner is the Hierophant. What you do want in a partner is the Empress. Wow, you've got a lot of major arcana already. The heart of the matter for you is the Strength card. Ooh, and what you can do to make this work is the Fool. My God, that's a lot of major arcana. Major arcana, major energy, and also understanding with card number 3 that we see here, you're in a period of transition. You clearly are. Whether you are single or you are in a committed relationship, there's a lot of change going around. Let me pick a butterfly card right now before I go back to the tarot reading. So, grief work. Did you lose someone recently? Did you lose someone in your life? Someone passed on? Because you have the grief card. Meaning work needs to be done because of grief. Either that or you recently separated from someone. And it's asking you to come out of the darkness and go into the valley, follow the light, and go back to what things that you really love. All right, so let's go into this. So right now, your goal in a relationship is you want to have a relationship that's based on trust. And I see this from here because we have an older woman who's got her hand on this little girl's head. And that little girl is trusting this woman's input or conversation or whatever she has to offer. So there's a lot of trust between these two individuals. There's trust from that old woman that whatever information or guidance she'll bring to that little girl, that it'll be accepted. And there's trust from that little girl from the older woman as to the message that she's going to be receiving. So you want something that's trusting. And again, the Queen of Wands being an energy of confidence and energy and like, you know, someone who's charismatic, it's beautiful, it's mysterious as well. But clearly there's an essence here, because I'm using this deck today, there's an essence of trust. And essentially that's your goal in life. You want to be able to have a relationship with someone trustworthy. You are trustworthy, Sagittarius, and you want someone that reciprocates the same thing. You want to have that reciprocal trust, okay? And you want to be able to have confidence in the relationship as well with this person. At the moment, what you have to offer is you are closing out a chapter. And I think this is why the grief card is coming in. And I think it's not that you've lost someone. I think it's you've put an end to something with someone else. Okay, you have grief. Sorry. You've put it in with someone else and you are ready or almost ready to take or go on a new relationship with someone else. I think, though, that the grief work has been in the works already. And I think because you have this card in this position, a lot of work has been done already. There may be a little bit more work needed to be done because we still have a process to go through here. And the last card here is, what can you do to make this work? It's the Fool's card. So it's kind of like being in limbo. You're putting it into something, but you have a little bit of stuff to do in the between before you can take a new journey, okay? What you lack at the moment is happiness. You're not a happy person. You lack that emotional stability. Probably because you're still crying. You're still grieving, okay? The kind of partner that you do not want is someone that is probably, and I'm going to associate this like this, but someone that either is very religious or someone who's absolutely needing and wanting to be married, because in today's day and age, you don't need to be married to have a successful relationship. So you want someone that maybe is not so traditional, also in their ways, that they're open to different spiritualities or different things, different ways of doing things. You want someone that's more mobile. Like this card, the Hierophant, is sitting on this massive stone or whatever. Yeah, it's a stone throne, and he's always there, sitting there. And it's like, and he's in a position where he's not moving. He's stuck there. You want someone that's able and not so indoctrinated into something to be able to look and consider other possibilities in life. The partner that you want is someone that does have abundance and someone regal, because this is the Empress. Someone who's well-grounded, okay, because she is sitting as well, 2 feet on the ground. But her throne is not one that is a fully rigid one. She has pillows, so it's comfortable. And you know, she can get out of that throne a lot easier than the Hierophant can. But clearly someone who has the means, the capabilities, that has some wealth and health, someone who's nurturing, someone who's not afraid of creating abundance as well as taking care of it. So a hard worker as well. But clearly someone very well balanced in their energies. So someone with maybe a work-life balance and not someone so rigid. Maybe the Hierophant speaks of someone who's involved in a corporation and like, you know, someone who's married to their job. You don't want that anymore. Someone who's free, like typically he would be inside a church, right? So inside a building, she's sitting outside. Okay, so clearly someone who has more flexibility, more availability, someone who's open. This calls for cold, not cold, but closed off, closed-minded. This speaks of being free, open-minded. The heart of the matter right now is it's calling for you to have strength, courage, and wisdom. And the other aspect of this card that I see is we have in the sky, the clouds are shape-shifting, and we have a dragon in the clouds. Now, you know that that dragon is there momentarily because clouds shift all the time, and they don't stick around long into the single one shape that you'll see them in. So whatever danger or whatever hardship that you've gone through eventually will dissipate because it's fleeting compared to the size of the mountain, the rigidity of rocks or even grass. It takes a while for grass to grow. It takes a while for flowers to grow. Clouds are dissipating. So I think in the big scheme of things, whatever danger, whatever hardship you've had, the grieving is momentarily. It will pass. That too shall pass, right? And just let it go. Deal with it. Work with it. And then eventually you'll be able to come out a happier person, especially if you focus on going back to what you truly love. Okay? Come out of the darkness, come out of that forest, go into the field. Just like this partner that you want, she's sitting in a field, open field with sun, and everything's clear and visible. This is where you need to go as well, into that field that's cleared up. And this is card number 3, and this is card number 3. So you want someone like this, but you need to go there yourself first because currently you lack happiness in your life. Okay? So have the courage, have the strength. And typically, these are 2 characteristics that I always, in my condolences message, when someone has passed away, I always say my condolences, and I pray that you'll have the courage to surmount the next couple of weeks, days, months needed as you are migrating through this process, this grieving process, right? Whatever. So those are 2 things that I usually mention. But anyways, the snake in the grass is also calling for wisdom. So just make sure that at the moment you are going to be wise. You'll have courage and strength in tackling the situation. And then what you can do to make this work is eventually go and take that leap of faith. Go out on that new journey once you've cleared that up. Once your emotional state is going to be turned around, take care of yourself. You'll get there eventually. Do the grieving work you need to do right now. And I don't think it's someone that passed on. I think it's more about a relationship that you've given up on, separated. You're not yet ready to go and start something new. You have work to do on yourself. So for Island Time, I'm going to pick a card for Island Time for you. Oops. The card is Lightning. Sudden change, shocking news, surprise, epiphany, upheaval, transformation. You know, and this is happening now, that there's a breakup now, or it just recently happened, or it will happen very soon. And it could be in a two-phase scenario, that this happens and then you get an epiphany from it. Okay? Because once you have the epiphany, that's when you can start working on yourself and transform. I've already picked the butterfly, but now I'm going to go on the healing mantra cards for you, Sagittarius. No, too many. You know, I was just thinking about something that popped into my head as I was shuffling these cards. And I'm going to leave that there for now. I'm going to say what I had to say. So far, I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at couples relationships that is breaking up, okay? Or I'm looking at someone having lost someone close to them, in terms of someone passing on. The grief could also relate to someone losing their job, okay? And if you're single, it's definitely something that you have to grieve, something that happened unexpectedly to you that has now put a halt on your efforts to be able to find a partner in life. It's kind of like it's like a tower moment happened. That's what it is, this card. The lightning card is a tower card. Something happens in your life at this moment that forces you to focus the attention on yourself. Go back to what it is you love, to fix whatever it is that you're now having to deal with that makes you unhappy. Although you know that from what you have here, seen here, in terms of the kind of love that you want and you don't want. And that is probably because based on past relationships that you've had, if you're single, right? And maybe if it's a work-related situation, that, you know, this happens, you lose your job, but now you have to focus on finding new work. But first of all, you know, grieving the process of losing your job and then finding another job. And I know this has very little to do with love, but you can't be working on both things at the same time. It's very difficult. It's either one or the other. Or sometimes if you're lucky, it happens at the same time. But regardless, if you're focusing on work, I also think that maybe the kind of partner that you do not want is someone that is pertaining to your work area. So maybe you were in a relationship with someone at work that broke up, you became single, and now you have to look for look for love again, but you clearly do not want someone that was like within your work environment. Or maybe something bad happened at work, and that was a situation, and you lost your job or something to the effect. You now have to, and you know, the relationship came to light, or there was a breakup, and then all of a sudden it was totally unbearable to keep working at the same place because this ex-partner is there. I mean, this is all what's going on in my mind right now. So it's making you unhappy to see them every day. You can't close off properly and start fresh. You're stuck in that rut kind of thing. But that's what I'm seeing. So if you're single, you've not been involved with anything, with anybody, I think that, you know, you've either lost someone in your life close to you, they've passed on, or you have to deal with something else that's needing some grieving. Okay? All right, so the card that came out for you for the mantra, healing mantra, is called Releasing Expectations. Okay? And on the back it says, only the highest possibilities come to be, whether I envision them or not. you know, when we expect too much out of life, we don't usually get it. But it's true that if you release expectations and you go back to the basics, you should be able to receive something, but not expect it like it's a birthright, right? Just, you know, keep your targets there, but, you know, one thing at a time. But just don't be expecting. Just don't always expect. I think the ultimate truth here, and these two cards actually are kind of like, to me, the guidance of all of this. You have to have strength, courage. Go back, like do the grieving work, but go back to what it is that you do like. And this will pull you out from the darkness to be able to now take a leap of faith with someone else. Or if it's within the same relationship that you're going to be in with this person, there was something that happened shockingly between the two of you that made you very unhappy and mourning. So I don't see three people, like third parties and all that kind of stuff on here, but something clearly happens. Maybe your partner is married to their job, or maybe they're just so religious and it's clashing, or maybe they're, like I said, so rigid, it's clashing with you at this moment. And just by the fact of releasing the expectations of them to be exactly like you, it's asking you to have the courage to, and wise, to be able to address the situation so that, you know, both of you can go on this new journey together. But clearly a Tower moment's happening. Something's happening. I hope this makes sense, Sagittarius. So let me just pull another outcome card here. And this is outcome, especially if, you know, you followed the advice, you start taking care of yourself, go back to what it is that you truly love, you do the grieving work, and you release expectations of what can happen. Interesting enough, we have the Empress again. Okay, so the Empress is abundance. This is happiness. It's a lot of money, health, wealth, and all. And here we have the period of being stagnant. You know, taking a rest, taking a pause, reevaluating things. 3 swords and are hanging on the wall, and then there's another sword. So it's like you've put 3 grievances away on the wall. You've parked those things. So there's no more 4 swords to be, you know, thinking about. 3 of them are parked. Now you have 1 more. So you still have some work to do. And what's beautiful in this card is you have this woman that comes to the person that's sitting there offering a flower, as in a peace offering. There's butterflies on her cloak. She's transforming. And if someone did pass away from you, someone passed on, this could literally physically be the funeral. You're paying your respects to that person. And there's a bunch of butterflies on her cloak, meaning she's going through a transformation period, which is the grief work. Funeral is going to happen, and then after that, the abundance is going to come back. Of course, with time. But this, you know, card is associated with springtime, and we are in April in spring. So, but I don't think the timeline is that long. Let me just pull some cards on timeline. For Sagittarius. Oops. Too many cards, but I'll take this one, okay? And I'll take the one, top one. Oh, there's only one. Okay, good. So we have card, and I said there wasn't a whole lot of time between the two. There's like 5 days difference between the two. Card number 14 and 19, and this is happening in April. And we also have a butterfly on here. card 14. This happens around the 25th of April. So 24th, 25th of April. And it's called Focus. And then after that, we have card number 19, which is Balance. So it looks to me, like I said, this is a short period, right? I said this happens in springtime, and, you know, already you see the ducks with her ducklings. But it's quick, right? Because this is the month of April, and this occurs at springtime, and that's when April is. And this is typically, like I said, this is between card 14 and 19. So in between the two, there's the full moon of April that's occurring. So this is before the full moon, the 14th, card number 14th, the Focus. So it's asking you that before the full moon occurs, okay, which is 1 day before the full moon. And then 4 days after the full moon, okay, on the 30th of April for timeline. I hope this makes sense. So all the best to you, and if it resonated, give me a thumbs up, and if you care to share a comment, please do so. I'd be very appreciative of that. If this did not resonate with you, it will not resonate with all. Please do not give me a negative thumbs down, because it's a given already from the get-go that this is not going to resonate with everybody. Give me a thumbs down if there's something wrong with the reading, with my props, with my camera, with my voice or my sound, or you know what I mean? And give me some criticism, constructive criticism, or tell me what's not working so I can work on it and improve my videos. I would appreciate that, okay? So having said that, all the best with this transition period that you're going through, Sagittarius, and we'll talk to you next month. Take care.